Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Another quick Luna video here. They are working on another update of their ecosystem, which I think is very important. Be sure to stick around towards the end of the video. I have a couple more freebies to give out, so be sure to check those out. And yeah, let's get into the video. All right, so here we are on CoinMarketCap. Now, this is the first post on CoinMarketCap, but I figured this was a very interesting update because the first round of testing for their update is done, which will reconnect the Terra Classic chain with Cosmos. Now, Cosmos is another crypto ecosystem, and the second phase is underway. This upgrade is one of the most significant developments for Luna Classic and USTC, their stablecoin. A community spending proposal for the next phase of Terra Classic will upgrade will be presented soon. The validators will be quick to accept this proposal, and the community has no time to lose. So if this goes through, technically it reconnects the whole ecosystem of Cosmos with Terra Classic, and apparently there are big supplies of Terra Classic and USTC still stuck on that network, which could not be bridged back, but now can be. So they can now have interoperability, if that's the correct word I'm using. But let's just grab this little AI oversight. Why is it a good thing if Luna Classic is reconnected to the Cosmos ecosystem? So enhanced interoperability, fully standard with Cosmos, SDK, ABC protocols, and seamless integration, restored liquidity, Luna Classic and USTC tokens, ecosystem expansion. These are all things we really need on Luna Classic in order to really boost that volume back once crypto starts to recover and volume comes back to crypto. Security and stability, and increased investor confidence, which is exactly what we need. We need more people back. We need a lot of the old guard, people who still remember Luna Classic, to gain faith in the whole ecosystem again. Once everybody starts moving back in, once more trades happen, more volume happen, the burn rate increases. The last video I did talked about the burn rate, and if that volume starts to go up, in the last video, if you haven't seen it, I advise you watch it. In that last video, I showed that if we gain a similar volume to XRP, we could theoretically burn off the entire supply in a month or around the month. I do think developers will halt those burns, or Binance will halt those burns long before that happens, because obviously we cannot burn the entire supply, but it does show that with the current burn rate, even though it seems low, it can massively impact the ecosystem, and it could help regain its former value, and with that, repeg their USTC token. And obviously that's a big if. There's a lot of if, ands, and buts about it. But I think it's a very important step once again, and I think it is showing that they're doing this. This is gonna happen, and I think that's what still warrants my investment, at least. I will say though, those last few weeks, if we grab the chart, there's not a lot happening. Like we did keep that little bottom again. So the indicator is still working. We are basically hovering above this little line for now. It's falling through this line, but it's also geopolitical, I think. Not a lot of people want to sell Luna Classic, but obviously this last week, this week wasn't good for Bitcoin. We are seeing new all-time highs on pretty much any metal. Platinum, gold, silver, copper is now being tipped, by the way. But pretty much we're seeing all rare earth minerals skyrocketing, and as well as that, we're seeing a decline on Bitcoin, and I think it's double. If we do start escalating further, if we do start escalating more, it does seem to have died down now that apparently there's a deal being made on the back end where Donald Trump gets some minerals from Greenland, etc. If it keeps de-escalating, I suspect volume will come back to crypto. But I think because of the whole Greenland thing, because of the tensions escalating, because of soldiers being mobilized. Those are not things investors want. So we saw a correction in the crypto market. We saw fear increase, which I think is logical. I didn't sell anything. I just held. I'm looking maybe buying a little bit more here there, but technically we're still at like the last buy level I did a buy on. And honestly, this week I've bought a lot of physical gold and physical silver. I'm trying to buy physical copper, but that's a little difficult at the current point. It's also because gold and silver aren't taxed, but copper is. So I don't want to just hand over an extra 20% or 21% in my country just because. At that point, I'd rather buy more silver or gold. So I did, however, invest more in copper stocks. I talk about that in my free Discord, by the way. If you want to join that, one of the freebies, I have a completely free Discord. Use it. Feel free to join that. Talk to me, ask me anything. There's a bunch of people in there as well now. It's over 70 people now in there. So you can just click the link. It's in my bio. It's in the description. Click it, join it. If you don't like it, you can always leave. But yeah, I talk about my metal buys and other stock buys in there. I don't talk about those on the channel a lot. But that's what I've been buying this last week. Even though we're hitting all-time highs, I do see the writing on the wall that as the world is growing exponentially, as demands for power, AI, electric, copper, infrastructure, all these things are becoming more and more scarce, becoming more and more needed. In every product we make is now way more digital than it was several years ago. So we're needing more and more of these minerals. And from EVs to batteries to everything, I want to own a piece of that. So yes, we're hitting all-time highs. I did catch a little dip on silver. I'd also catch a little bit. I was right before the latest all-time highs of both gold and silver. So technically, I am in a nice little profit. I already owned a little bit of both, but I did buy a bunch of physical gold and silver. I don't keep it at home, so no need to rush me or anything, but I don't keep it at home. I keep it stored. But for now, I'd say maybe if you bought Bitcoin at an all-time high, this is a good price. I've said it before. Bitcoin below 90, Bitcoin in the 80s is a good price any time of the day. If we do get a bigger crash on crypto, things start escalating, Bitcoin goes down to 50, 60K, instant buy. For me, would be an instant buy, especially on Bitcoin, argumentatively on Ethereum, other altcoins, and obviously Terra Classic. I own quite a bit of it at the current price level. I don't expect the holders like you and me, the ones that have been in for quite a while, I don't expect them to start selling off a lot. But I also don't expect this market cap to drop immensely on the cusp of it basically regenerating its network. So unless we get another black swan event like this, I don't see it happening. If it does, I'm more than willing to basically double my current investment into the LUNC Classic. And in all honesty, if it does, I would do that. I would do that, honestly. I would double my investment into it because in comparison, it's not such a big investment, so it's easy to shift some more cash in. But a $100 million market cap with all the fundamentals that we know right now are happening, I don't see why this cannot do a 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x. I expect it to do a 10, possibly higher. And maybe it'll take 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I don't care. I really don't care. I have the time. I have the confidence. I have the money. It's also an amount that if I do lose it, honestly, it's not fun, but I'll survive. But that's the risk we take on crypto. That's the risk we take on these low market cap assets. And I still remember LUNC Classic being at a $40 billion market cap. And like I've said in the past, it doesn't need to do that. A $10 billion, a $1 billion, that's already an immensely high market cap and an immensely high price increase from our current price. And pair that with the fact that the supply is also lowering, we might not even need that market cap if the supply starts burning like mad. So that is something we need to take be very careful of. Now, price wise, like I said, I think the market's in a little bit of a cool down right now. All the money's in metals right now. So even our indicator right now is not saying anything. Technically, we're retesting this now for the third time. And if negativity continues, I expect us to hit this level here, maybe that level there of the indicator, because I'll expect us to break it. Like, we've retested it 3 times now. Unless we see a big green candle, I'll expect us to break it and go a little bit lower. But I don't expect a huge sell-off on this. Let me know what you guys think, by the way. If you think I'm completely wrong, be my guest. Prove me wrong. I'll be happy to hear it. But I think we'll maybe see a little bit more of a cool down. And I honestly still expect massively good things for this. And I expect the network to keep growing. They're doing all the fundamentals that we need. And once volume does return to Cosmos, to Binance, to their own network, to all the exchanges that they still have. And I mean, Kraken exchange isn't a small exchange as well. And they reversed their decision to delist it. And it brought it brought more attention to and more volume. So we did see spikes in volume. Obviously, we saw very large spikes in volume. And this basically proves it. Like, there's a lot of money on the sidelines waiting to get in once we get confirmation that we have another big bullish momentum on this. And that's what I say. Like, I don't expect an alt season this year. I expect certain altcoins to shine, to have their moment. And I definitely expect Luna Classic. And I've said it before, usually the end of Q1, beginning of Q2, we start to see these movements again. January usually isn't that great of a month. Last year it was because Donald Trump got appointed. And I think he's also the reason why we're now going down. So both can be true. But end of Q1, beginning of Q2, I think the Luna Classic will still be one to watch. All right, let me know what you guys think. By the way, once again, guys, Crusader Signals is the indicator I'm using. You can see I've even turned off my own support and resistance lines because their lines are just so more precise. It's a combination of multiple different indicators. If you are a long-term trader or a day trader, this is the indicator you want to use. It is super easy. It basically does the work for you, shows you very likely zones where prices will reverse. And yeah, it presents them as buying or selling signals, but basically it's indicating high reversals. And it does it on pretty much any asset and also on pretty much any time frame. The downside here being that the price isn't moving that much because we're going sideways, because volume is down. Once volume starts spiking up again, and we do see a big compression on price, so I do expect a break, either up or down. I do expect the indicator to then signal. But I think even that is good for an indicator, because when it's not time to trade, you don't want to take a trade. You don't want to take a trade just to take a trade, because that you will lose that money, because it'll become too unpredictable and you'll lose it. You'll end up losing out or being stopped out because the price compresses. And when a spike does happen, it'll immediately catch you out because you'll have set your stop losses way too close. All right. So I'll post it in the comment section. It is in the description, a link. Once you click that link, you see me talking about it on a video where I explain more in depth how it works. Feel free to check that out. Free Discord, also in the description. Check that out. And for those of you that don't know, I have a link to BitUnix in the description as well. BitUnix is the personal exchange I use a lot. One of the safest, one of the easiest, and doesn't require KYC. Has a lot of tokens, has isolated margin if you are a margin trader. Honestly, I'd use it all the time because isolated margin at least protects your entire account on one of these big price spikes. And it does help you not wipe your entire trading account, but just the amount you're willing to trade. So if you don't know what isolated margin is, you probably need it. All right, check that out. I'm gonna close out this video and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace.